This is question 27, the final question of this passage and this section, the first section of reading comprehension over at lawhub.lsac.org from PrepTest 157. We still have our highlighted sentences on the left for reference, and as always, we've got our highlight tool selected to identify and mark the task for this question. The passage suggests that the author would be most likely to agree with which one of the following statements about government policy. So we're being asked about what the author would agree with about government policy. So we've got to go find government policy. And we're talking about the nation here, but we know that the author's perspective comes in the final paragraph. And we know that the author is basically saying that the international debt, attacking that as an economic issue doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to degrade the environment. So we're going to read the answer choices, keeping that what is really a main idea concept at the forefront, looking for reasons to eliminate. And of course, we'll highlight those reasons for clear reference as we go along. Starting with choice A, borrowing from other countries never has an overall positive effect. That could not be more extreme if it tried and is absolutely kind of counter to what the author says anyway. So we should be able to eliminate A with no problem. We'll scroll down just once so we don't even look at A ever again. Next, choice B, subsidies for practices that reduce pollution are ineffective. Now, we might remember this phrasing, and I don't want to go reread, but at the very worst, we can leave this open and say, you know what, if I've got to go reread, I will, but I want to be targeted in how we do it. Next, choice C, encouraging the production of exports leads to decreased domestic spending. So, okay, again, maybe, right? Encouraging the production of exports leads to decreased domestic spending. Maybe. These are all relevant, at least. Then choice D, international debt payments are a problem only when they are greater than domestic spending. Well, there wasn't a explicit comparison as them being only a problem when greater than the domestic spending. So choice D, I should be able to eliminate almost immediately. Then choice E, a nation can benefit from decreasing its domestic spending. Well, that's exactly it. Like, I don't even have to go reread anything. It's in the final sentence. And this is how, again, you can expedite things in reading comprehension. Don't go cross-check every answer choice up front. We said maybe B is right, maybe C is right. I kind of remember those topics, but it didn't jump out to us. E is like the entire point of the author's argument in the second paragraph. So you can avoid having to go do extensive cross-checking and hunting and pecking by allowing yourself to go through the answer choices, leaving things open as you go. But obviously, we hope that you see that choice E is the right answer. And if we scroll back in here, we see subsidies for practices that reduce pollution are ineffective. We've got the impact of debt on environmental indicators such as pollution, but there's nothing specifically about subsidies being ineffective in reducing pollution. And the subsidies come down here later on. So they're really hoping that you are hunting and pecking and trying to just find the terms. Avoid term matching, and you can eliminate choice B. And encouraging the production of exports leads to the decrease in domestic spending. Not necessarily. It was more so that you were going to have to decrease domestic spending to pay off the debt. It's not the exports directly. And this is, again, how all of our highlighting can help you be much more effective, efficient, and accurate with reading comprehension if you follow the techniques and tactics that we've illustrated through this section.